We are about to see a mirror match go down, where they can match each other move for move. This is the hardest kind of match. Who will come out on top? Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? The drive rush to try and keep up the attack. Player 1 has them legit shook in the corner. Below heavy hits. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Overhead. Throws them to negate the block. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Player 2 needs to deal with this burnout. Experiencing burnout. They saw a path and they took it. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round 2. Fight!
Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Great work finding the opening. Player 1 chases them down. Can't tech the throw. Big change blows. Knockdown and risky up close springs forward with the drive rush. Shows a medium kick. Fires off the Shinku Hadouken. That's not gonna hit. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Checks with a medium kick. Life lead is there, but got him up against the wall and the stun is there. Player 2 holding on to the forward throw. Laying the pressure. Shows some disrespect with that invincible special. Player 1 showed they are truly the best of the best. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Throws them to negate the block. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. Next up, Player 1 has them legit shook in the corner. The drive gauge is completely empty, meaning their ability to block is also weak. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Life lead opens up. What's their game plan? KO. Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with?
Round 2. Fight!
They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Blocking that drive impact isn't going to work. Hit them with a stopping block. They can't squander this punish counter chance. Player 1 ends the meter, hoping for a good return. Sets it up. Goes for the Shin Shoryuken. They're willing to go all in here. KO. Player 1 is the last fighter standing. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. So, what are our fighters planning in this opening round? Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. They're still in the early going, and it's really anyone's fight. Any developments early in the round will set the table for the rest of the fight. Player 1 has them legit shook in the corner. Now they get pushed into the corner, where it's going to be very difficult to escape. Fear that neither of them wants to be in the corner. Player 1 has used up all of their drive gauge. Opts for the throw. With the throw. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Pokes with a medium kick. Uses a fireball to try and establish their pace. Takes a trip. Player 2 has depleted their drive gauge, but they are still within range drive rush to keep it going. Both gets tagged by the fireball. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Dashes up. Goes for the fireball, which is very strong. They can't squander this punish counter chance. Player, burnout triggered. Good job escaping that dangerous corner situation. Full SA meters on deck for both sides. This could be over soon. Not much life difference. Both fighters are out of drive. Might be a super art. That's not gonna hit. Player 2 in dire straits with burnout. Oh, looking for the definitive end to this round with a level 3 super. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. The first round begins. No time to save. Hits him with a stopping bomb. They can open up this round big by converting this punishment. Okay, takes them all the way to the corner. Player one has them legit shook in the corner. Taking stock. Neither of them willing to back off here. Hits them for the stun. This might be over right here. KO! Player one sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Round 2. Fight.
Goes for the jump in to start the round. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. That combo did decent damage. Player one needs to use the threat of the corner here. Stuck in the corner, but not takes in the throw. Player one is the last fighter standing. Are these two gonna fight forever? How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Uses this opportunity to really lay into the opponent with a damaging combo. Uses the drive rush here to steal their turn. Takes a trip. Player two chases them down. Life lead opens up. Still slugging it up, gets him. Player one takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Immediate jump. Spends the gauge on the drive rush. Oh, burnout triggered. Player one in dire straits with burnout. Ends the meeting, hoping for a good return. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here. Perfect KO. They were in full control there. Player one proved to be the victor in that mirror match. They choose to run it back. Let's get right to it. Had the radar up and running. Stands firm and blocks the drive-in. Turns it up a notch and sends them to the corner. Did well to get the buff in there. Player two has used up all of their drive gauge. Takes the chance to hurt him. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? All right, what takes a big gamble and rips out a... They saw the chip KO on the table. Player one picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? The jump in catches them. Things are slow going right now, but we may see someone speed things up soon. Did well to get the buff in there. Springs forward with the drive rush. Medium kick. Picks up the counter. This is, burnout activates. Still scrapping for control of the space. Perfect execution with the anti-air. Baits out the low kick. But oh no, they're stunned. Neither fighter can use their drive move. How will they close out the round? But taps them on the toe. All in with a rush. The pressure must be driving them nuts. This is gonna kill, no doubt about it. What a finish! Player one comes away with the win.
Honda.
This is gonna be a 5-star match. Get ready for history to be made.
Let us begin. I'm number one. Round one. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Checks with the projectile. Lays on the pressure with the projectile. dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move or you're gonna eat tons of damage. Trips him up. Very solid corner. Player 1 chases them down. Takes a trip. Limited resources at hand right now. Burnout is triggered. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. KO. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round 2. Fight.
Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Charges forward. Player 1 took that round comfortably. No need to bring out the big guns yet. Pokes with a medium kick. Going in. Scrapping it out. Up, going on the offensive. Low heavy, but no go. No way. No signs of letting up from out of the corner. Holy, no escaping that. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks.
Final round. Fight.
Open, drops him hard. Turning it right up with a super. Spends it all on the super. Not shy one bit about it.
What's wrong? Get up.
Player 1 is in a very good spot. Huge chance after that wall splash. Player 1 with the rhythm, owning that burns out. That back throw was huge. Keeps him out. Finds the target. Player 2 may be able to pull a fast one, especially with the super art ready. Drive rush. This is going to hit for a critical art. You gotta imagine that this is not only gonna wreck their life bar, but also their nerves. They push their way out of the corner. The noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Oh my, are you kidding me? Player 1 clinches the win! But that could have been anyone's game. No way we could have called that. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Scuff him. Goes forward with a gut punch. Creates an opening with a low heavy. Oh! Punishes that ill-timed attack with a drive impact. Very bad choice there. Player 2 needs to deal with this burnout. Very solid corner switch. All right, what's coming up next? Player 1 chases them down. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. KO. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Can't tech the throw. Was looking for that jump attack. Scrapping it out, up hits him with a stop and pop. Player 2 in dive charges forward. Player 2 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Full SA springs forward with a drive rush. Checks with a medium kick. Not much life difference. Drive rush to keep it going. Goes for the level 1 super. But oh, burnout triggered. It's a good spot to use the super. Yo, are they actually dead? And it's just enough. Solid read on the bars. Player 1 made all the right moves, and this experience is only gonna make them stronger. This is crucial. The opening round is about to begin. Player 2 with the life lead. The drive carry was successful. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. They're really being worked over in the corner. Neither of them willing to back off here. Player 1 is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. KO. Player 2 on the board first with a win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Goes for the jump, hits them with a stop and pop. Lands a punish counter for the first hit. Decides to buff up while they can. Springs forward with the drive rush. Player 1 going on the offensive? Their spacing is so on point like Oicho! Knockdown and... Player burnout! Expect a to change. Player 1 is working with a better gauge. What can they do with it? Are they dead off this super? It's too close to call. The super art doesn't kill. They gotta focus to finish this off. One chance here may end this match. Oh, burnout! Did they mean to do that? Wait, what? Are they actually dead? It doesn't kill. They're still in this. Oh, what a finish! Player 2 was an absolute beast in that match. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that runback. Looks like they want to put a new spin on things with that fireman. Goes for the drive rush there. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Lots of aggression from both sides. Player 2 has used up all of their drive gauge. How much damage can they deal before the opponent's drive gauge replenishes? This stun might mean the end of this round. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. Player opts for the throw to close it out. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. That drive impact doesn't get through. Delivers the pain right to their doorstep. Smart play with the throw. Knockdown and... Player 2 can't use any drive moves without burning out. Both fighters planning something? Took him to the corner in a flash. Sets up with the jump in. A quick breather. Links it! Are we gonna see a comeback here? They're taking a step back to slow down the pace. All in with a rush! Oh, burnout! Did they mean to do that? Wraps it up with a throw! Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Crowns them from above. It's time for both fighters to lay it all on the line. Goes for the fireball, which is very strong at this range. No way. No signs of letting up from out of the corner. Player 1, holy! Nothing stops this train. Turns out. Plenty of them. Oh, putting the cherry on top. Uh-oh. This could really tip the scales. And they burn out in sync. Scuff them. What's next? They're using a fireball to force a reaction. They're in range. We gonna see a jump in? A dash? Oh, the throw connects. Oh, here we go. Player 1 needs to take advantage of this gauge disparity. Needy breaks it. No hesitation or regret. Hits them with that NSFW. Perfect damage calculation. No doubt about it. Player 1 delivers the upset. That's one for the replays. They can't get enough of each other. We got ourselves another rematch. Cross that off. Were they baiting them into that? Breaks the block with a throw. Springs forward with a drive rush. Player 1 chases them down. The low is denied. This stun might mean the end of this round. Burnout is perfect execution and gameplay nets our fighter a perfect round. Player 1 sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Round 2. Fight.
Lands a punish counter for the first hit. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Player 1 has a slight life lead. Goes for the fireball, which is very strong at this range. Attempts to break the stalemate but springs forward with the drive rush. Player 1 will look to apply... Oh, burnout triggered! Uses the gauge for a super art. Oh, no question whether this super art is going to kill or not. Perfect KO. They were in full control there. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. An aggressive attack. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. The pressure continues as they can't escape the corner. They need to find a way out. I think both fighters want to keep an eye on their drive gauge and try to refill it whenever they can. Takes a trip. What a clutch side switch there. Now they need to capitalize on this chance. KO. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Opts to create space to start. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Charges forward. Burnout! Expect the tempo of the match to change. Show of force. That's not gonna hit. Player 2 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of baits out the attack and gets the punish counter. Doesn't miss a beat. Barely blocks the jump in. Zones with the springs forward with the drive rush. Checks with a medium kick. Knocks them out of the air. And whips. They're wide open. 100-hand slap. Keeps them out. Oh, this is a complete shutdown. They can't flatline them. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that comeback. Anything off the smash? Player 2 with the life lead. Parries the projectile. This is a good range to test the opponent's reaction to fireballs. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. What are they thinking here? Player 2 has used up all of their drive gauge. How much damage can they deal before the opponent's drive gauge replenishes? Maintains composure and pushes out of the corner. Knockdown. Surprises them with a drive rush. Big, low, reaching heavy. Misses the drive impact. Cannon blaster. Taking stock. Gets him. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Medium kick. Good heads-up decision, opting for the drive impact. Cuts that off and keeps going. There's the drive impact that's going to lead to a juicy punish counter. Both fighters planning something? Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. Both fighters have a full... There's the impact! Not letting that go unpunished. Get ready, because it's time for the final bout. Cashes out the meter to get a ringside seat. What'll happen here? Now, can't links it. Oh, burnout triggered. Are we gonna see a comeback here? Close range projectile. What'll be the plan here? The jump, there's a burn. What a finish! Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point.
Final round. Fight!
Final round. Who will the fighting game gods favor here? Uses the parry so the opponent can't dictate the pace of the round. The match just started. It's anyone's game. Player 1 will need to play it conservative, low, heavy, but no go. Time to reassess the situation. Charges forward. Changes the pace with the fireball. Spirits are lifted. Stand parry. Not much movement, but the thinking caps are definitely drive rush. Gets the counter hit. Impact squash. Absolutely relentless. Breaks it. Getting up close and personal. Player 1 is dangerously close to running out of drive. Here comes the corner press. This is gonna hurt. Blast them into orbit. Quick medium poke. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Player 1 has a full drive set up. It is over. Player 2 made some smart moves there. Great game. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Time to clutch anti-air. Can't tech the throw. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Reads them. What are they thinking here? Player 2 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. The drive gauge is completely empty, meaning their ability to block is also weaker. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Nails the anti-air. KO. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Hit them with a stop and box. Outlands a punish counter for the first hit. Solid combo. Burnout! Expect the tempo of the match to change. Player 2, Oito throw. You can't let him close in like that. Jumps? Smart play with the throw. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Barely blocks the jump in. Full SA meters on deck for both sides. Reads the jump in perfectly. That's gonna leave him rattled. Can they create an opportunity for themselves? Seize the what a finish! Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Dashes up. Starts with a jump in. The drive rush to try and keep up the attack. What's the play here? Player 2 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. Neither of them willing to back off here. Player 2 needs to deal with this burnout. Decides to meet them in the air. Taking stock. Stops the attack by using a drive parry. Player 2 has completely used all of their drive. Gets the counter hit for the win. They're so good at whiff punishing. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Drive boosted Hado. Are we going to see some fireworks? Oh, burnout triggered. That combo did decent damage. Just goes for it at this range. Ultimate killer head wrap. Can they keep on him? The fighters return to the middle of the stage. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Player 1 in dire straits with burnout. There's a change of low heavy. Burnout! Expect the tempo of the match to change. Are we gonna see a comeback here? Oh, here we go. Changes the pace with a fireball. Crowns him from above. Player 2 can't use any drive moves. Gotta play it safe. The projectile hits. Fantastic positioning on show during that round. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Who's going to steal this win? The low swap tries to act quickly but whiffs the attack. All the throw connects. Forward rush. Player 2 is looking at a grim situation with burnout. What now? These guys are not giving each other any time to breathe. Both absolute sets up with the jump in. Derek all in with a rush. Ooh, taking him for a ride. I can't believe it. What'll be threads? The needles. Get that bank account ready because that fight was easy money. I don't even think they care that others called next. We're getting back into it. Oito throw. You can't let him close in like that. Jumps. Blocks the ambiguous cross-up. They gotta escape from the corner before the pressure builds up. Player 2 is just about out of drive after that. Side switch. Now they're on the defensive. The low doesn't connect. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Player 2 is in burnout. Drives off the table. Throws them to negate the block. Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. They don't need to go for anything big. Tries them open with a Shoryuken. Player 2 needs to hold out and KO. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. At least one of them delivers the pain right to the doorstep. Player 2 has an empty drive through. Burnout! Expect the tempo of the match to change. will need to use their meter here wisely. The super hits, and this looks like it's gonna kill, taking no prisoners. Player 1 took no time to finish that fight. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Let's see what these fighters have up their sleeves out of the gate. That attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. Jump in finds the mark. Okay, takes them all the way to the corner. Down to the wire. Picture perfect punish counter. Takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. I can't keep track of these corner switches. They've been pushed into the wall and the stun's there. Players burnout. Expect the tempo of the match to change. Goes for the level 1 super. Who will capitalize on an opening first? The quarter makes it hard to... Oh, in there! Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Immediate jump in. This round is so important. You can feel the intensity in the air. Player 2 did a great job of reading their opponent up close that last round. Can they keep the momentum? Breaks those shins. Side switch in the corner. Both fighters planning something? Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. Going in, springs forward with a drive rush. Looking for a chance. Zones with the fire. Raw critical. What's gonna happen? Picks up the counter. Third KO. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Low heavy hits. Mix up incoming. Okay, they trade hits. Ooh, what's this? Turns up the heat and cooks them with the combo. Player 2 is just about out of drive after that. Turns it up a notch and sends them to the corner. Takes a trip. They're jostling for the dominant position in the corner. Throws them to negate the block. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. Player 2 needs to hold out until their drive gauge recovers. Closing moments of the show of force. Their spacing is so on. Goes for the invincible special. They were confident that would hit. Player 1 with the first strike, but they can't get complacent. Who's going to start things off? Blocks the low heavy. Launches them. Player 2 has a slight life lead. Shoots off a fireball up close. Good. Springs forward with a drive rush. What'll happen here? Misses the grab. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Going on the offensive? Player 2 will need to play it conservative until their drive refreshes. Jumps up, reads the jump-in perfectly. Excellent block. Going in? All in with a rush. Still scrapping for crowns them from above. Closing moments of the match. One hit's gonna do it. This is gonna kill, no doubt about it. Closes it out. Player 1 made all the right moves, and this experience is only gonna make them stronger. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. Player 1 in that dangerous burnout state. Both fighters have completely emptied out their drive gauge and are in burnout state. Not a lot of patience on show here today. Starts with a jump-in. Knockdown. Player 2 has used up all of their drive gauge. This is going to hurt. Big trouble here. The stun is going to leave them defenseless. Player 1 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. How much damage can they deal before the opponent's drive gauge replenishes? Goes for the super art? That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Player 1 in trouble with no drive. But they've been pushed into the wall and the stun's there. Player, oh, burnout in there! Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. They've piled up enough. Hits them with a stop and pop. Got their eye on the air. Still very early in the round. Player 2 will want to take advantage of their meter lead while they have it.